when I was in first grade, where the classrooms are counted and we leave all the backpacks outside in a line, stuck to the wall, so everyone knew whose backpack was whose because we weren't that many. I remember one recess, when it was over, I don't know why, but I went to my backpack and saw that on the sides, there are like pockets to put water bottles in. Well, in one of those pockets, there was a beautiful stone. It was gorgeous, white, and shiny, and it had a little note that said, "From Carlos. My brother's name is Carlos." And I was like, wow, how sweet. My brother left me a stone. Then, a few days pass, we had a festival, and we had to dress up as turtles. We dressed up as turtles, and after the festival ended, I went home. When I arrived home, I opened my backpack, probably to do homework. I don't remember, but there was a letter. I was like, what the heck is this doing here? I opened the letter, and it says, "I really like you and stuff. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Carlos." Okay, when I opened this letter, after reading everything, it was signed by Carlos with his last name, and there I was like, no way, dude, it was never my brother. The guy who gave me the stone, whom I thought was Carlos, my brother, was actually another Carlos who had a crush on me. But since that guy never talked to me, it never crossed my mind, He used to stare at me a lot, but I never thought it could be him. So, when I saw the letter signed with his last name, I was like, wait, you sent me the stone. I was super mad, and he had put, "Do you want to be my girlfriend? Yes or no," and those little boxes, right? I had super mega scribbled over the no because I didn't like him. I was like, how can he declare his love if he doesn't talk to me, and whatnot? My mom was like, you should feel flattered. And it was the first time someone declared their love for me. It was the first time I got a love proposal, and I didn't return the letter, dude, because I had scribbled all over it. Poor thing. But I'm never going to talk to him, no way. I laughed about it. Then yesterday, I went out with my friends, just normal. We went to hang out, and then I said, let's go to my house for a bit. And they were like, okay, so we went to my house. Well, one of the parks nearby. Then we parked, got out, and there were a bunch of little playgrounds. We saw that there were swings there, so we sat down. We were 4, but because of being X1, one stood up. So there we were. I was standing up like I was about to vomit on the swings. I don't know, and we were chatting. Dude, I don't know how the topic came up that my friend chats with one of my friends every day. I don't know how those people manage to chat every day. I can't, I forget to reply. It's like a bother, I don't know. Well, I don't know today. Like whack, And I said, dude, what do you talk about? I was very confused, and my friend was blushing, all cute and crap, saying, I think I'm in love. And then my friend says it's a very broad field, dude. I cracked up laughing because, honestly, yes. Well, there were several situations, several people, but I'll tell you about the ones I remember the most. I have 2, so maybe 2 different projects. The first, I think it was between middle school, and now I get along well with this person. Okay, but I'll tell you everything. There was this exchange student that everyone already knew except me because the year she went on exchange, I entered that school. Then she arrives, we're in the same classroom, and we start to become very close friends. But like, very close friends, literally best friends. We went everywhere together, told each other everything. And then she had gone to Canada, in the year I'm telling you about, and she says, I have a friend who wants to meet you. He says he likes you. And I'm like, Canadian, dude, hello. So she passes me his snap, and we start chatting. And honestly, I got along super well with him. His name was, well, this guy, and I, a 14-year-old love, totally believed it, dude. I bought it. And even though my friends were like, it's not real, dude, my mom said the same. And I was like, guys, it has to be real. The point is, there were several things that didn't match up, and little by little, I started to open my eyes. But then, they tell me he's going to my friend's house, that he's going to leave gifts for me, that he's going to take me out when we see each other at school. And my friend shows up with gifts, dude, and gives them to me. He gave me a super nice bracelet that now is too big for me because of the agents, from when he supposedly saw me, Honestly, I was like, if it's not real, then who's giving me all this stuff? But there were things that didn't match up, like he never wanted to make a call, never sent me voice messages or voice notes, never wanted to pass his phone number. And then I realized that the email used for his Snap and Facebook, because he made a Facebook and his only friends were me, my brother, and her. Dude, the email used was my friend's email. And there, I started to catch on, and I was like, no way, dude, you don't exist. If you don't exist, then who are you? Turns out it was my friend, but it gets better. So I decide to confront her because, dude, and then there I was talking to Noah, and I got all dressed up, and then I start talking to her in Spanish, and let's just say my friend is Juanita, and I was like, Juanita, I know it's you. I mean, not like that, but why are you saying this? In English, right? Because we were speaking in English. The point is, Juanita talks to me from another side and says, Noah exists, why are you treating her like that? And I'm like, don't act dumb, I found out, you fooled me for a good while, but not anymore, I've opened my eyes, let's go. Then she played the victim for a long time. Hours, she played the victim until she realized I didn't believe her anymore, dude. And then there, she made up another story, dude, that she had a boyfriend in Canada who beat her and told her if she didn't talk to me, he would beat her. Supposedly this boyfriend really existed. And to me, that story didn't make sense because how is that guy going to beat you all the way from Canada to Mexico? I don't think he's just going to come over to beat you up. And that's how things went. She was super remorseful, sending me a flood of messages like, I swear, forgive me, I don't know what. And I was like, screw you, dude, you're going to pay me back, dude, you're going to pay. But I'm telling you, back then, I was really stupid. For this, in all classes, I ignored her or stared at her like, I remember I said, dude, I'm going to humiliate you publicly just like you humiliated me. Made me look like a fool thinking I had a Canadian boyfriend. So, I think we had this class called oral expression or something. And we had to stand in front and read, present, or stuff like that. So, I think she goes up to present, read, or whatever she did, and everything went super well. And I stayed clapping, dude, but like this. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And that was the time when my entire classroom burst into laughter. So, half of my classroom was laughing, and the other half was like, what's going on? And I was enjoying it ferociously. This girl just lowered her head and went back to sit down, dude. And the teacher was like, what's happening? And I'm like, sorry, miss, it's part of my revenge. This was the first thing. The second, dude, we were in English class. And we were in the same classroom, so I remember it was also presentation time. She goes up to present, and dude, literally, while she's presenting, I started singing Vamos al Noa Noa but with a smug face, like smugly laughing, you know? And dude, there were people who started singing with me, and she just lowered her head like this, and I was like, savage. And honestly, it was just bros, and she continued with her presentation. She managed to present, and that's how we ended up in middle school. We never spoke to each other again after that. Like, we made peace, and it was already flourishing, and afterward, we always made up.